And we're going live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Livestreams. My name is Viktor Gamov, and Livestreams is a weekly show where I am talking to you, people, and answering your questions and showing some cool stuff with tech, with Spring, with Kafka, with all buzzwords that you can come up. And something just went wrong, and let me fix that a little quick. We just saw some of the test of this chatting. So let's see if we have some regulars. Let's see if we have some people who join my live streams. Yeah, I see Andreas is here. All right. I see. Can you folks hear me well? Can you hear me well? Sounds is all right. So let me know. Write down, as always, when you're joining this. Write down where are you from, where are you coming today, and what are you drinking. So I will be reading some of the comments. As a matter of fact, I am drinking today a coffee. I don't know. It probably will be surprise. It's incredible. So for those of you who just joined us for the first time, thank you very much appreciated that you are joining us today. This is the place where you can ask your questions. I will try answer your question, but also I will try to show you something cool, some interesting pieces of tech. And let me actually bring this up. A topic for today is gonna be something that you folks asked, and I will be talking about this today. So now the topic for today. Some time ago, I created this poll in Twitter. If you not know that I have a Twitter, this is my Twitter. You want to go there and follow me in Twitter if you have a Twitter. So I created this poll, and I kind of like, as a lazy host, I just wanted to understand what my audience wants, and I came up with this question: what do you want to see? And you responded me to talking about the stream processing and different frameworks. Obviously, I'm going to be talking integration of things like Kafka Streams, KSQLDB, or like how to use Kafka with different frameworks. So we're going to start the series of events, a series of live streams. I think no one congratulate me, so I will congratulate myself. We are 10 episodes in, and this is 11th episodes. I would say we are in the middle of season. If you remember the times where the TV shows, they have longer seasons, like longer runs. During this pandemic, I'm just rewatching some of the old sci-fi shows like Stargate, and imagine that this season was like a 20, 22, 24 episodes. Like imagine this right now, like Netflix releasing like TV shows with 8 episodes, like, or like, I don't know, if you've seen Boys, 8 episodes. I can't get enough of this. So yeah, we're in the middle of the season, and I think we found the good ground. You know, there's the first season of the show, and the writers and like creative people from the shows, they trying to come up like with what's their, you know, the vibe. They knew the idea that they want to talk about this, and I also knew idea I want to talk about stream processing and cloud and all this cool tech. But I think I finally have like a very good story arc that I'm gonna be developing until the end of the season. It's gonna be even like a few more episodes, like 10 more episodes. And I think this intersection between microservices and intersection between the Kubernetes and how all these things fit together, cloud, Kafka, stream processing, I think it's going to be pretty interesting, in my opinion. Write down in the comments if you feel that it's going to be something interesting that you also will enjoy. So essentially, I'm going to start talking about microservices. And today I'm not going to talk much about Kubernetes, but eventually we will migrate to this topic as well. We're going to be seeing how to deploy those microservices in Kubernetes and things like that. So yes, this is what we're going to be starting doing. Another announcement. That it's not there yet, but like for those of you who just joined me, it's going to be like only for fans. So the I'm planning something special for the Halloween episode. It's going to be next week. So make sure you subscribe to the Confluent YouTube channel and enable notification so you will get notified. But also follow me on Twitter, where I will definitely announce what we're going to be doing. It's going to be something really cool, I hope. Many people ask about this, and we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited, but stay tuned. And today we're going to be talking about microservices. We're going to start talking about microservices. One of the things that usually come up in the conversations when I talk to people around like microservices and like what kind of patterns. I think I'm not gonna do like a lot of theory here. We're gonna be start breaking some of the microservice related patterns or like different approaches where I want to show how you can implement this. Like we will take some of the frameworks and we'll see how we're gonna be implementing this. So for today's episode, I decided, and thanks to my colleague Rick Spurgeon. Hopefully you're here in the chat, Rick. He brought up this great idea from one of these examples that we have. And today I want to talk about this approach called Materialized view and how to use the service, and service would have its own database, and how we can create this lookup table for our service, for our Java service. Like if we need to, not necessarily because Kafka doesn't have it has a key value approach, but it doesn't have like a random access thing. So we're trying to fix this, and I will show you how we can do this today. So let's see who we have here. This is exactly what I did, Navin. This is exactly what I did. I just restarted my computer because this thing just just didn't work at all for some reason. So let me check if I do have everyone's here. Yeah, so I just restarted my computer. Rex from Taiwan, welcome to Livestreams. It's great to be here. Habib from Sydney, what's the process update Kafka version on-premise Unix cluster? Well, this is a very good question to ask in the live streams. So essentially, there's multiple different approaches. The first one, I would say, yeah, just use cloud and evergreen. It's always updated. It's always up to date. But there's different ways. So I would highly recommend you to try it out. A thing called let me show you. If you're Googling for something, Confluent platform, Ansible. So for Ansible, there's official playbooks that also handle situation of upgrading of the Kafka cluster. So this is something that you want to do, and this is something that we recommend you to use. If you're using tools like Kubernetes, for example, if you deploy this on Kubernetes, it's a different approach, but the Ansible approach, it's most approachable and the simple way how you can start doing things. It doesn't require to install any agents because it uses through SSH. Slightly if you never used Ansible, it requires you. It's like slight learning curve. It's good, it's a good thing, and you wanna try this out. All right, cool. Yes, this is my It's my boy Naveen from India. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for your support. We have a Michael from USA, America #1. Eritrea. Where is it? Where is it? I don't know where is it. I need to start doing this kind of. Some of the YouTubers, they do like a globe and they put the pins in the globe when the people joining, so we would know where the people are joining. We are not using any tools. That's sad. You need to start using some tools. Otherwise, you will be just like stuck in this cycle of doing things manually. So start looking into the automation tools. Look at the Ansible scripts. And the cool thing about the Ansible scripts, you can go there and find it's actually not very difficult to understand. So I highly recommend this. Wow, we do have people from Kenya. Welcome. Welcome. That's Grace. Wow, the people joining all over the place. It's East Africa. Welcome. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right. So, and let's get to it. So again, idea of this materialized view is simple. You have a data that comes in the Kafka topic. You want to have ability to access to this data, or maybe like access to latest and greatest value. So in this case, you need to have some storage that you can query by key in value. In this example, we will be using some of the like a fake order system where we're going to be retrieve data by order ID. So I think we can get started. The couple things that, as always, we start at Spring.io simply because I like it a lot, and simply because there's like a lot of things that can be done much easier than that I can do without it. So IO Confluent developer, we know this developer.confluent.io. We're going to be talking about orders, orders view. Like, let's call it orders view. We do have it here. So what are going to be using today? What kind of dependencies? So as always, we're using Kafka, Spring for Kafka. We're using Kafka Streams. We're going to be using... Nope, I'm sorry. We're going to be using Lombok because I like it. Also, we're going to be using Webflux. In order to access data. I will explain this after why I want to do this. But essentially, we want to build a service that will have build materialized view from the data that comes from the Kafka topic, and based on this data, it builds a real-time materialized view and exposes it to the REST interface. That's our task for today. I think we're going to be staying with Gradle. We stick with Java, latest and greatest, Java level, and we click generate. So we go into this orders view, and we start IntelliJ. If you like first time join this our live streams, I already showed you couple interesting things in the past, and I'm also going to be using today a I'm going to be using this Spring integration for Kafka. We're going to be using the Confluent Cloud in order to populate our data. Our Kafka cluster will be there. But like, let's start with the first thing that we need to do. So the way how you can build this materialized view for your web service. So you have a service. You need to put this data from the topic. So you will need to consumer that reads the data from this and put this in some hash map, and his hash map would be materialized. But there's much cooler way. So in this case, we'll have this class order view. and this will have method public. Let's do void build view. If you remember, streams builder. So we're using Streams Builder. It's our builder. It's our access to Kafka Streams. And the way how we can do this, we will do table from topic orders and consumed with Surday service. Service, we will start with integer and service string. Again, for simplicity, I'm not gonna go very deep into like serializers game right now. Now, another thing is that I will just do extract this variable because I'm gonna be using this serializer, ksurday, and for value surday. So we're getting data from the topic orders. We're creating a table that will have this, the accumulated value. Next thing is that I will do things like table, yes, and I'll do and there's a method that allows me to specify that I can create the local store, materialized as. So in this case, I will call it orders store, and we'll do ksurday and value surday. What it says? Can result method materialized. Yes, let's see what we have here. So there's a bunch of methods. As a store name, I should be able to pass as materialized with, not s, sorry, materialized with. So how I can get this thing that is the thing that is have a name. So let's see, materialized with key surday, value surday, and store name. Oops. So let me check what's the method I should use in this case. I think it's okay to just use as. All right. So in this case, it will inherit a serializer from upstream element of topology. So, and that's it. So this is basically it. This is our application. This is what we need to do, and we don't need to actually, I thought I need, but I inline. And also inline. So we need to make sure that this is the enable Kafka Streams, enable Kafka Streams. This is going to be our component. Next thing is that we will this class producer, and this producer get void public void produce. So we need to generate some test data for our for this component. So in this case, we get a method produce. Let's call it a component. We will have this the Kafka template that allows us to produce private final. We'll have it here. We'll call required arguments constructor that Lombok will generate us. So we will be able to use this produce method. So this method produce will be called event listener application. Oops. Application context application started event. So when the application will start, this method produce will be called. So that's so this while it's no, without before this even before this, let me show you something really cool that we can do. So yes, I remember. So one of the things that we mentioned here, for some reasons, people want me to talk about testing less, but hey, not gonna happen. Testing is awesome. So that's why and the Kafka Streams comes with some cool ways how you can test this. And I will show you how you can test with TopologyTestDriver. That allows you to, even before we run this application, it allows you to test. So let's do test. Create new test. Orders to test. That should be okay. So now test method. Materialized view, something like this. So in order to do that, we need a couple things. There's a class called TopologyTestDriver that allows us to get inside into this topology and do some testing of this topology. So it requires a few parameters. It requires you for topology and the properties. So in order to get the topology, we will start our friend, our streams builder. So our streams builder is the way how we can tap into this topology. Our topology stored in our class. Let's do order view, and this is where we put this builder, and that is basically it. So the way how it works, builder has the methods, like when we call this, when we pass this here, we call it table. It's actually, you change the internal state. And after that, this builder already will be available for us to do things like this. So I will do builder.build. So this is my little bit my ranting about this. So TopologyTestDriver. So streams builder actually building not the stream, but method builder returns the topology. So it's a kind of topology builder in my and we need to provide some of the default configuration for config new properties and couple things that needs to be there. Config.put all, and I'll do map off. I so much enjoying this map off method from Java 11. I use it a lot. So couple things, the two parameters that needs to be absolutely present, even though that John is working on simplifying the thing, but it needs some of the things needs to be present. So streams config application ID. So in this case, we will using test app. And the second parameter, that second thing that we need to add is bootstrap servers. Streams config bootstrap servers, and skip that, and let's call it dummy 1992. Okay. So in this case, it just the internal framework just tests these parameters will be there, but we're not gonna using this. Now we pass this config. Now next thing is that with TopologyTestDriver, what we want to see? What we want to see from our app is create input topic, and the input topic in our case was orders. And for the orders, we also can do this what we said, integer, and because it requires me to have serializer, we're pushing data in, and this dot string serializer. Now this is what we get input topic, and for oops, I'm sorry, it's a wrong val, not a lombok. We want to have war. Yeah, that's what we have. And after that, we can do orders dot pipe input. I can do key value, right? I can do say order 1. It's what, like iPhone, right? And we can do this one. Order 2 is gonna be iPad. And now we want to change our order. Say we're gonna have this order 1. Now it has iPhone and AirPods. So now, folks, you know what to send me as a gift for Christmas. Christmas is coming, and this is how I do. So essentially, idea for me, when this thing will land in my topology, I will be able only get latest and greatest value on this topic. So the way how I can do this in my TopologyTestDriver, I can get store with name orders store that we created in our topology. Let me show you this once again. Where is it? Our orders view. Order store, and this store I can actually access by key value. So I can do get something, get store, or state store. But can I do? Let me do this one. Not the state store, but rather key value state store. So in this case, I can have a key value state store. Key value state store. Let me create this once again. Why it says object when we have an integer? Integer, and we have a string. Right. So, in order to do this, I need to bring some of the cool dependency test implementation. We will talking about assert J. Let's see. We're talking about assert J core, and the version is like something 3. No. This is not there. What's the latest version of assert J? Assert J 3.17.2. So 3.17.2. Update. While I'm updating, I'm switching back to test and assert assert that. Input static method, and make sure we're doing this from assert j. So we're talking about assertions. Assert that. That's our. So I want to make sure that, say, let's do this one. And with this not iPad, in this case, it's gonna be, well, what's new exciting? HomePod. So I changed my order. And instead of adding something to my order like here, I totally changed it. I removed the iPad. So what I'm expecting, my state store will be updated. So if I'll do state store kvalue store.get by key, but number one is equals that equal to, and my string will be let's fail it, like, because this let's fail it first. Oops, too fast. And I'm expecting that 2 will be and in this case it's gonna be iPad, right? So let's run it. So we're pushing some of the values inside this topic. We are expecting this to fail for reasons I will explain. And it failed. Let's see what it says. Expecting, this is what we should be there, but to be equal iPhone, but this is not right, because, so the way how it works, the way how this like materialized view, it only holds latest and greatest value. So for a specific key, for key number 2, it will always have this guy. So in this case, if I will go like this and rerun the test, it will give me a correct result, right? So HomePod but iPad. So in this case, I also do HomePod, and that should do thing. Nice. Okay, we do have it. Some output. It works, right? It works, and we're good to go. So I just tested that my logic is correct. My application logic is totally on point. So now let's implement actual application where we already have a test. Next thing is that couple things. So produce, let's do produce, and we will have KafkaTemplate send. It's gonna be integer and string send message. In this case, we're gonna be orders. And we're gonna send 1, and we will set the same thing as we did here, right? But with real data, iPad. So let's do 2. We say iPhone. 2 more. We'll do 1 iPhone and AirPods. And for the record number 2, it's gonna be sorry, iPad, and it's gonna be HomePod. So we will produce those messages. Those messages will run here. Next thing is that we need to figure out how we can access this through the REST interface. So with TopologyTestDriver, it's easy. It gives me a method that allows me to extract the store. But now TopologyTestDriver doesn't run whole Kafka Streams lifecycle. So in this case, we need to tap into this Kafka Streams lifecycle somehow. So let's see how we can do that. So enable Kafka Streams. My application will be, remember last time we will talk this application application.name, oops, name, Spring application name. Let's do orders view. It's just in order to Kafka Streams will not fail for me. Yeah, REST interface. Now we need to bring a another thing here. So let's call it class my IQ controller. So this is a class that will have a REST controller, and IQ stands from interactive query. So Kafka Streams has this the component called interactive query that I'm not gonna fully explain this today, but I think it's gonna be a very good start for conversation around this. By the way, I'm talking too much. Let me see if you people still here. So Robert from the rainy Scotland. That's great to hear that you with us. Do we have any questions, by the way? I was talking for like 30 minutes and I didn't pay attention to the chat. I am sorry, and the reason for that because you guys didn't write, guys and ladies didn't write anything. So I will do one sip of the coffee, and we'll wait if there's some of the questions. If not, I will continue to crashing this. All right. Cool. So let me switch to back to my screen now. So with this REST controller, what's gonna happen here? It's just like the rest of the stuff is just like a standard Spring Jazz get mapping. So we want to have this say /IQ/ID. So based on order ID, we need to return the information about this order. So the way how it will look like this. Let's call it a public get product, or like get order, and based on this one, and return string, and oops, yep, parameter with ID. So now somehow I need to get this based on ID. The way how it works in Spring Boot, there is a component called Streams Builder. Since the Kafka Streams is managed by Spring, so here we're doing this say auto-wired. So this the Kafka Streams builder will be generated. In order to get access to the store, I need to get instance of Kafka Streams object, and in order to get Kafka Streams object, I need to get this from my Streams builder factory bin, and Streams builder factory bin private final, and I will be having it here required arguments constructor. Now from this I can be able to do things like get Kafka Streams. And this Kafka Streams is actually what you expect. This Kafka Streams that come from our Kafka Streams framework. So for Kafka Streams, there is a method get method Kafka Streams store, and we need to get this API slightly changed. So there's a method store query. Let's see if we have a store query for name and type. So we need to we know the name orders store, and we know the type. In this case, it's going to be what is it? Probably there's some class like a quitable store type. We will do quitable story type dot types dot key value store. That's what we have. And after that, once I get the store, I get a store. It's a key value. So in this case, I would say store dot get, and I have an ID. Object that is going to be integer, and it's going to be string. Order. Or I can just simply do return. That's gonna be I don't like it. Yeah, value of ID. Oh, I'm sorry. It should be not as a string. It's gonna be integer, right? So in this case, this is going to be redundant. So that's pretty much it. This is our app. This is how it works. That should be it. So let's set this up with our Confluent Cloud cluster, right? Let me bigger. So this time I just didn't set up anything yet. So you'll see how fast it is. And again, if you want to play around with the same stuff that I do here, you can always like ping me in Twitter, send me DM, and I'll get you a coupon for this. Let's go with Livestreams. I have one cluster here running. There's going to be another one. I'm gonna start with basic, just like the basic Google Cloud. I'm US East, single zone. Continue. Launch cluster. That should be fine. Now, tools and clients config. I want, I'm interested in Spring Boot configuration. This is my configuration. I can just go ahead and copy it. And in my application.properties, I'll just simply put it here. I don't use scheme registry in this example, so I will remove that. And I need to have the API access. So create a associated with your account. Yes, I will copy my username here and my password here. And this is how I do. I'll just do live streams. Yay. So Viktor and friends. So I'm Viktor and you my friends. All right, so let's got this here. So Mukund is asking, how are you initializing KafkaTemplate? So that is very good question. You will see this in a moment. But essentially, this is something that Spring Boot does for me. So basically, it will find a Kafka libraries. I also put annotation enable Kafka. And this KafkaTemplate will be configured with the application.properties that I just configured. So you will see this in a moment. Are you using in-memory or RocksDB state store? What is the advantage of using RocksDB? Yeah, by default, I'm using RocksDB. I'm not using in-memory. And what is the advantage? RocksDB is what it says. It's a database. It's a persistent. We're gonna be talking about like scalability of this application next time, like next episode. Because today I want to just like give you some like small bits about this before we jump into like a more complicated things and our like scaling this application. Running these multiple instances, maybe even on Kubernetes, because I want to scale this application into multiple instances. But yes, it's going to be using RocksDB. It is off heap, so if there is big amount of data that I need to store in the state store, this data will not cause me out of memory exception for my application, for instance, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so cool. Let me kill this and I'll do this one. And I will switching back here. So the moment of truth, also I need to create a topic name orders, create with defaults, and I should be able to run my application. Now, let's see. Okay, admin client. So let's see what kind of error we had here. So yes, probably some of the defaults that I copied are not things. So we cannot convert to what? Serialized strings specified in case serializer. Okay, so we can do this Kafka dot producer and the case serializer. We're gonna be integer. We're gonna be org that Apache. We have this Kafka. Come on. Serialization. Serdis. And we're gonna be integer Serday dollar serializer. How we can do that? Not the Serdays. We just want to have integer serializer and the Kafka dot producer value producer value serializer. We're gonna be doing org Apache Kafka common serialization dot string serializer. So that should be good. All right, cool stuff. We do have this errors. Now let's see what is the problem. Could not create topic. Why is that? Cannot create a topic. Topic replication factor must be 3. So in this case, I will just do Kafka Streams. Replication factor 3. So by default, Confluent Cloud enforces replication factor. So we will change this in the property file and restart our application in order to our Kafka Streams application creates this the thing that we need to create. Let's see, topics, we have orders, we have messages. If I want to see if I have any messages there. Remember, we need to have like 4 messages here. And all the messages are here, right? And they came for, what's the offset? We're looking for offset partition 0, offset 1 and 2. Interesting. Why it doesn't show me, specify any keys? Let me see. Maybe I'm doing something not right. Key value. Yeah, no, it should be okay. Should be okay. Now, in the way how we can test this, it's old. Not the test. What we want to have 1. In this case, the iPad in our pods, and we have for 2. That's what we expect in HomePod. So now, if I will messages, produce message to topic, it can do only yeah, it only can do JSON, I guess, at this point. But hey, so that's pretty much it. Like I'm done. So once again, what we did this, let's wrap this up quickly. So our messages are coming into this topic, into orders topic, and like, you know what? Let's do something. No, like, it's fine. It works. We'll fix it next time. So next time we will generate some of this stream that will be constantly changing and doing this kind of things. But hey, the idea is here to show you how you can easily build a web service. Right now it's a web service because it's running a the web service. So it runs a Spring Boot, exposes through the web. Where's my so my Netty is running here on 8080. It's using reactive stack. It uses Netty, and exposes my. It doesn't show me if it's let's see, Spring MVC, main controller, and this my endpoint. For some reasons this look terrible in presentation mode. Probably need to submit a bug request to IntelliJ. So, and after that, inside my application, I be able to access this this store that we use, this materialized view. So that's pretty much it for today. Let's take a look if we have some other questions, and that's awesome. All right. When I should use RabbitMQ and when Kafka? This is a very good question. Very vague question. Let me see if I quickly can find this link that can explain you. We'll do the Kafka Rabbit, and there should be some benchmark. No, there was some landing page where you can find it. So essentially, where the RabbitMQ is a messaging system, Kafka is a streaming platform. RabbitMQ doesn't have by default the persistency. Kafka does. Where you should use Rabbit, you probably need to use Rabbit when it's a solely messaging use case. You're not planning to do any like stream processing and whatnot. There's a bunch of things. I will try to. So there is a if you go to the Confluent website, there's this type of the page, Kafka versus Pulsar, but there is a Rabbit also here. So there's a bunch of different use cases where you can learn where to use Kafka, where to use Rabbit, and there's a lot of interesting information that you can find. So hopefully this answers your questions. So Mukund, thank you so much for being with us. Stay tuned for the next session. Yes, and of course I can answer all your questions. All right. So do not forget to go into youtube.com/confluent. You know, because you are here already. There is so you click subscribe and you click enable all notifications, so you will not miss any future episodes of live streams. You will not lose. You will not miss next episode. That will be the holiday special. So my name is Viktor Gamov. I'm a developer advocate here at Confluent. I am here almost every week on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Best Coast, 12 p.m. Beast Coast, and around 5 p.m. is somewhere in London. So I will waiting you here, and don't forget, as always, have a nice day. Bye.